Hello and welcome to Women Talk. Women in Malaysia are now stepping up, leading and making waves in every arena. But let's be real, there's still room for improvement. Today, we're here to celebrate progress, but also to address some lingering questions. My name is Anita.
And I'm Nadia Azmi, and today we're going to touch on some pressing issues and tackle them head on about women in terms of the opportunities and challenges that they face. And today we are privileged, Anita, to be exploring these questions and at the topic of women with someone very special and very important, a very important female figure leading the charge. Today we have with us Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, Minister of Women, Family and Community Development. Datuk Sri, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me as well.
Yes, we are honored and privileged to have you for this episode.
Women currently hold 40% of the top managerial positions.
That's right.
Which is actually a nice increase of 9%.
Yeah, 31%
it is, yeah. In just 2020. So the question is, unfortunately, this still remains not enough, as we're still lagging behind.
It's never enough.
This is true. This is true. We've come from a long way back.
Yeah.
And we still see men pretty much dominating most of the sectors.
That's right.
So can we start off by discussing what are some of the biggest barriers that we know that women are facing in terms of breaking this glass ceiling?
Yeah, first actually we have to question ourselves. What has happened in the country all along? Maybe not just Malaysia, but many other countries as well. Well, it's the culture. The culture among the community and among the people. Yes. So it is carried through because of the culture. It's the norm for us that, traditionally, even at home, some of them, let the men go and sit there first and have the dinner first.
We perpetuate this ourselves.
Later. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's why it's the culture that we have carried throughout the generations. So we tend to give priority to men in terms of the roles of leadership. Yes. So that's why it happens. But apart from that, relating to culture, we also have what we call the workplace biases.
Yes.
Okay. Because workplace biases is not really very friendly to family kind of situation. So that can hinder women's career to progress. For example, the thing is, there's no place for them in terms if they are moms who still have to care for the baby and they want to pump their for breast milk, for breastfeeding they have to pump if they're at work. Yeah. But not many office place that they provide this. So exactly, that's why. So this is not really friendly in our country mainly, but of course in a place like Putrajaya, it's okay. And then even in Parliament, we have it as well.
That's good.
It has to start top down.
That's why I said it is progressing. But apart from that, also we have workplace biases. Yes. Because this is what I experienced myself personally. I have friends, who is at the top in terms of owning her own business, but she finds it's very difficult. She said because I don't smoke, I don't play golf. Yes. I said, okay, if you want, why don't you play golf and smoke? If you think that would help you, then she realized it. Whatever it is, it doesn't help. The limitation is still there because that is what had been practiced all along, and this is the culture. So, and once we accept it as a culture, and we continue doing it, but as modern parents and I think it's easier.
I think that's where
we have to bring that reforms to our family. And
it's about building that mindset as well.
It has to start dari rebung.
That's right. I mean, for me, I'm very, very, very conscious about this because being in this kind of position, I want to make sure that nobody's going to, even the brothers don't abuse or do not discriminate the sister.
Yes. Exactly. So, it starts from home. Datuk Sri, you are a politician. You're in the realm of politics. So in politics, the current situation is that we are underrepresented in terms of women's participation in politics. Yeah. Why do you think it's so hard for women to break through, to enter into the arena of politics? What can be done to open more doors for them? I'm sure there's a lot of capable women out there.
I like this question.
Yeah.
Because we have been meeting with those from overseas, trying to tell us, you Malaysia, you women can be, at least to be a prime minister. You can. I said,
Yeah.
why not? I said, but the thing
Exactly.
is, but you have to be realistic. Look at the political parties in our country. How many of the political parties led by women? None. There's none. Because so once there is no women-led party or women-led party, then how are you going to bring in more women? But we have to look at it this way. It's not just men. Even the women, they feel threatened by another woman.
Agreed.
Exactly.
So how are you going to go up? The progression of this kind of positions require everybody to understand.
So the challenges sometimes lie within the women
Yes,
themselves,
correct.
even
Correct,
actually.
yeah.
Let's go forward from this topic, Datuk Sri. Now that you are sitting at the table as a leader of your own Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, can we talk about how you being at the seat has changed the perspective of certain things, has changed perhaps some policy making, but more importantly, like for example, the Perantis program that you just launched yesterday?
Yeah, actually, the reason why I have that program is because I've been watching all along in the country. You've been seeing the same people, the same crowd, the same faces all the time. And when are we going to have new faces? So we have this Perantis program whereby it is we fund their program. But they have to go through not an easy process. They have to go through pitching and they have to convince the panelists. And the panelists are really great people, technocrats, no politicians. They're all technocrats and they have their own ways of
Assessing.
making judgments and they're assessing and also, well, not necessarily coaching, but their comments are the ones that need to be known by the Perantis, the Perantis participants. Now, why these Perantis participants? It's because we want to build a new form of leaders in our country, especially women. And I'm so happy, out of 1,554, we have 25 who got it. Not many because of the strictness in their assessment.
Process, yeah.
So these are new leaders who will be coming up. But actually, they have been there all along, but not given the chance.
Exactly, the opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need someone to
and I'm
lead
happy
the
to
way
see young
and
people like
give
you
the
all,
path.
you know? Because we need to give the opportunity to the young people.
This is the role
exactly.
of the ministry as well.
Yeah, so I see that. Well, this is my opportunity to bring the change.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Sri,
Yes.
for you and your ministry's efforts in leading the way and making sure that there is that pathway for women
of course,
to
the
take. Yeah.
older ones might think that we are not taking them because they're old. No, we are not saying that because they have been the ones who led us. We learned from them, and now we want them to help us to also, to also bring in the new faces, the young people as well.
Indeed.
We need new leaders.
We have a lot more to talk about on how women, especially in Malaysia, can move forward and step up. But before that, let's go for a quick break. We'll see you afterwards. Welcome back to Women Talk. Now, earlier we talked about women in leadership and their participation in politics. And it's clear that women in Malaysia have the capability and they are moving up the ladder. Right, Anita?
Absolutely, Nadia. But here's the thing. As we celebrate the strides and the progress that we've made in this space, we can't just sit here and pat our backs because, as Datuk Sri Nancy has also mentioned, there's always more work to do.
Yeah.
Well, as I've mentioned earlier on, we try our very best to bring in more women to be involved. Well, what I've discovered based on survey, every time when you talk about women who come back to work, because if the government has this policy to bring in at least 60% women to be back to work. Now, what do we have to do? Because a lot of women, they feel that they are responsible for caregiving.
Yes.
Caregiving roles in their families. This is something that, it's among the women themselves who feel that way, because this is just women nature.
Yeah. Like it or not, it's our nature.
Like if the children get sick in the school, the husbands will always say, well, I'm at the meeting now, even though the wife is also in a meeting. Well, this is I'm speaking through experience.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
Why does it have to be me to go and get the child? But anyway, even if I don't have to go, I'll be worrying about what happened to my child, So similar thing happened in our country or everywhere normally, is these caregiving responsibilities that pulls them, that withdraw them from going back to work.
So Dr. Sri, yes, speaking of that caregiving aspect, if we take a look at some statistics, Malaysia's female labour force participation rate, right now we're at 55.8%.
Yeah, as compared to men, 88.
That is a big gap, and it is below the global average if we compare with countries like Singapore, Vietnam and Thailand. So you're talking about the caregiving element in this. Is this probably one of the factors that stop women from either joining the workforce or they have joined the workforce and they don't stay long in it? They decide to take a break or resign completely to take care of their family.
That's one of the main reasons actually, caregiving, because they have to take care of their children and even aging parents or even any of their loved ones who are disabled. So they feel that it is their responsibility to make sure that they're the ones who take care of them. But apart from that, we also, again, it goes back to the workplace policies. Workplace policies which are not friendly to women. Sometimes some of the organizations, they also feel that it's better not to take women as compared to men, because
there's
women,
a shelf life.
Women tend to, they want to get, when they get married, they want to have children, they get pregnant. So that is taking away part of their
revenue and
working hours on working time in the organizations.
Yes. It's an unfortunate reality.
Exactly. But this is what happened.
Yeah. So on that front, actually, Dr. Sri, if I may ask, what has the ministry already done, or what do you think the community and also the private sector, basically, how can we take measures to better support women?
We need to give more training or more exposures to them, because on our part we have all this women empowerment program to bring in more women on board and then give them all the necessary information through their training so that they will make their own choice.
Also to re-enter the workforce.
Exactly, because the thing is, maybe it's too early for me to say that I want to do something that at least to cover for women, even if they don't go to work, just take a break from work. If there is insurance, why not? At least it would be better for them. But this is something that I've been thinking of, and with the hope that I can bring this up in our ministry, because we're in the government. Sometimes you need a lot of. Sometimes there's a lot of faces in order to make sure that you can bring this matter up because of the policies and all those. But I was thinking about it myself, because maybe in the future we need to talk about insurance as well for the women.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, women when they want to take a break from work, and then maybe for a few months, then at least they have the insurance to cover for them.
At least it becomes financial disadvantage.
Yes,
exactly.
It becomes a form of encouragement for them to re-enter the workforce. There's that safety net.
At least. So this is another area that we need to think about to help the women. Otherwise, they'll be worried about who's going to take care of my children, my mother, my family members who are sick and that need their attention.
Women are multi-talented people. We juggle between our family and our work. So we need that inspiration. We need the opportunity, the platform to be able to upskill and to give ourselves a chance to do better. We will continue with this conversation.
We do
more,
have to
Anita.
take a quick break.
Yeah, we'll see you right after this.
Back. Welcome back to Women Talk. We are with a very special guest here today. We are with Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri. the Minister of Women, Family and Community Development. And today we've touched upon many important things about women's issues, and we're going to continue this on a broader macro scale, where we're talking about domestic violence and sexual harassment, especially at workplaces, which has been impacting far too many women. It's been disappointing and completely infuriating that in this day and age, we're still having to address this issue, and it's still under-addressed because it's being underreported.
I'm happy to talk about the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act that has been approved in 2022. And then it has now been implemented, and then we have also introduced the Tribunal of Anti-Sexual Harassment, Anti-Sexual Harassment Tribunal. Yeah. So it has also taken place, and then what we do for people to understand it, to know what sexual harassment is all about. We have our advocacy, and also about the tribunal, the Anti-Sexual Harassment Tribunal. So we have been going on the move. We have been to 14 states, just to tell the people about the existence of this act, and also the tribunal, and how they should go about with it, and how they can help them. But it's not. We are not stopping to in just 14 states. We already have pockets, advocacies in certain, in all the states again. But some of them, we go to universities. We do speak to the with the corporate sectors, and also the government sectors. You know, so that they can see the difference between what they have in their government sectors, and also because they have their government rules, so whether they can apply this or not. So we have to explain, because they have two ways of doing it. But apart from that, you know, we have seen that more people coming forward now, and as I said, today we have about 20 cases already being filed, and then 7 have already received awards. Awards can also just be apology. Because some of them, they just want to make sure that this guy apologized to me. So it is an ongoing thing, and how it works at the moment is still just in Putrajaya. But if it happens in any other states, what we do, the tribunal members will go to the states.
To advise?
Can go to,
to advise or to be able to facilitate
to listen
the tribunal?
First, because when there is report, so they will listen, and then they will advise whether this particular case has evidence or qualifies to go to tribunal.
That's great.
So
that's a good start. That is really, and the awareness is increasing among women. So that's what we want to have happening. Dr. Sri, as Anita mentioned just now, creating a safer place, a warmer place for women. Society has a role and has responsibility in forming this kind of environment. So how can we get the community more involved? What kind of attitudes or education that needs to be implemented or injected into the community to create this culture where women feel valued, safe and supported?
But before I answer that, I think I would also need to share with the audience out there that we also go to schools, primary schools, secondary schools, to tell the students about their rights, and also what is safe touch, what is not safe touch, so that they know, because a lot of things happen within the families. So to answer your questions, we just launched this community-based organization directory. But there are not many yet, but actually the existing ones are already there. The Ketua Kampung, you know, the head of the NGO, the head of all these community-based organizations within them, among the society, because they should know what's going on within their community.
Of course, it's more accessible. When there's something right there in your community.
That's right, because they are supposed to know what's going on there, and they're supposed to be the one who are already empowered to do the job. So this is what we're doing. That's why we also have our counselors to advise and provide our number, our Talian Kasih. That one is a very popular, Talian Kasih is a very popular number for the people to contact in case they're shy. Some people, especially the women, they tend to be very shy to report.
Shy and afraid,
And
and
afraid,
they feel afraid of being embarrassed
being
as well.
Left alone, the children, nobody to
care for them.
to care for them. So these are among the reasons. So, but anyway, that's why we want to make sure that
measures taken.
Measures are taken, but we want the women to come forward. And that's why we need to empower them by giving them training, law training, legal
awareness
training,
as well.
awareness.
Right.
Yeah.
Awareness.
So we do provide that. So it's an ongoing process and activities that's going on in the ministry.
Very
a lot of
happy to
women
hear
coming,
this.
and we are going from states to states as well.
Okay.
We cannot give up. We must keep sharing with the people, and also reminding them about how to go about with it, who you should contact. We have our counselors. Call our 15999. From there, they will guide you who you want to talk to.
Talian Kasih 15999.
So they should know that they're not alone, right, Datuk Sri?
That's
So
right.
Datuk Sri, to our audience out there, women and also men alike, what is your advice to them, no matter what industry they're in, if they're a suri rumah tangga, if they're a stay-at-home mother, whether they have or they don't have kids,
I just want to
your
tell
advice
them,
to them?
we are here. As the ministry is the one that really makes sure that the women are okay. Now it is our duty to ensure that they know about their rights. So we are here, so not just for men, children, because everything is under us, from womb to tomb.
Yes.
So children and also women and even the men. Okay, so it is not just affecting women, but also the whole family. So we want them all to be happy families. Come to us for whatever advice that you need, and we will be there with you.
Thank
you very much, Datuk Sri. Yes.
Thank you for the work your ministry has done as
Exactly.
well.
Inshallah, we'll be doing more.
That's great to hear. Thank you for that discussion and conversation, Datuk Sri. I think we highlighted both progress and also the challenges that still lie ahead in the future. Yes, it's a road that we can work on and move on together. Real change is what we want, and that requires collective effort in terms of policy making, communities getting together and building that right mindset and mentality, Anita.
Indeed, Nadia. On that note as well, we'd like to encourage more women to come up and to actually know that there are these things in place, and as a society, for each of us to play a role to create an environment where every woman feels safe, heard, and valued equally as men in their workplaces. And to our audience back home, thank you for tuning in and being a part of this crucial conversation.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. Share your love, share your thoughts and ideas and your experiences as well. You can find us on Women Talk TV3 or TV3 Malaysia.
That's right.
So with that, have a good weekend. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.